Awesome. So let's get started, shall we? So the first thing to note is that the three elevators are um, assigned a random floor at idle from floors 1 to 7. So this means that it's not hard coded at all. So if we actually run the program a couple times, we can see that it starts at floor 3, 1, and 6. Right? Do it again. 2, 3, 6. Right, 3, 4, 1. Right, so it's randomly bounded. So it's dynamic. It's not constrained to three specific floors. So once we got that out of the way, let's start with our first success scenario. So a passenger clicks the up button on the ground floor. Let's do that right now. And the closest elevator comes to it, so that's elevator 2 in this case. And so bell rings, opens its doors, closes its doors. Doors are now closed. Now, where does the passenger want to go? The passenger wants to go to the 4th floor. Now, it says it selects his 4th floor on the second elevator, right? And funny enough, all of them are now on the 4th floor. Just a coincidence, though. Now, let's do the 7th floor going down. So someone wants to go down from the 7th floor. That's the second passenger now. And where do they want to go? They want to go to the 3rd floor. Right, so they go to the 3rd floor by clicking floor number 3. Right, and now the LCD decrements on both the floor's LCDs display and inside the elevator panel. Right, so the elevator has now arrived at the 3rd floor. Bell rings, open doors, closes doors, and it states that the doors are now closed. Right on. So now the 3rd passenger selects up from the 2nd floor. Alrighty, so up from the 2nd floor. Oh, I guess that's elevator 1 as well. We'll do another test where the 3rd elevator works as well, but this is just the success scenario that I have implemented. Alrighty, so where does this 3rd passenger from the 2nd floor want to go? He wants to go to the 5th floor. So he clicks on 5th floor, and then it moves up, increments every 1.25 seconds for a realistic effect. And yeah, the same thing happens. Elevator 1 arrives, bell rings, opens its doors, closes its doors, and it states that the doors are now closed. So those are the 3 passenger success scenarios for the first success scenario. Now let's check the second success scenario. A passenger selects the down button on the 5th floor. Let's try that. So they want to go down. Oh, it looks like it's already there. It's already at the 5th floor. Perfect. Right, so opens its doors. Now it's closed again. Now where does he want to go? He actually wants to go to the 1st floor. Right, so ground floor. So once he clicks ground, it makes its way there. Right, perfect. It's on the ground floor. Bell rings, opens its doors, closes its doors, and that states that the doors are now closed. Now for the 2nd passenger, he presses up on the 4th floor, right? But we want to show some functionality on this 3rd elevator. We haven't seen that yet, so just for testing purposes, I'm actually going to move this one down to the 2nd floor. And so now we can see some functionality coming out of this guy. So for the 2nd passenger, he clicks up on the 4th floor, and it shows that the closest elevator to the 4th floor, which is actually already there, is elevator number 3. Bell rings, opens its doors, he boards, closes his doors, and it states that the doors are now closed. So now he wants to go all the way up to the 7th floor. So let's click 7 on that elevator destination panel. Great, it arrived at the 7th floor, bell rings, same process, opens its doors, stays open for a bit, closes, states that it's closing, and then it closes. Awesome, now the 3rd passenger clicks down on the 6th floor. Where does he want to go? Ooh, He actually wants to go on to the third floor. So the same elevator, elevator 3, because it was the closest to the sixth floor, he wants to go down all the way to 3, right? So he clicks 3, elevator decrements, right? Same text edit output. We got, right, elevator 3 has arrived at the third floor. Bell rings, opens its doors. After a few seconds, it says closing its doors, and after a second, it closes its doors successfully. Great. So now we went through all 2 success scenarios. Now let's take over the safety scenarios. The first safety scenario we're going to be covering is going to be the help button. So let's simulate a passenger entering an elevator. So he enters on the first floor, right? Closes its doors, perfect. Now he wants to go to the fifth, or sorry, let's just say he wants help right away. So he clicks help, and simple enough, he connects with the building concierge, and they ask how may we help you? And so at this point, he's able to talk to the concierge until the problem is resolved and they disconnect the call. And yeah, that's the help button. The second safety scenario we're going to be covering is the fire alarm. So let's say a passenger enters on the first floor, right? And this is just extra for demonstration purposes, right? He goes all the way up to, let's say, the sixth floor, right? He's going up, he's going up, he's going up, right? Okay, he's at the sixth floor. What does he do now? He exits, although he calls it again. He calls it to go down, right? It opens its doors again. Once he's inside, the fire alarm actually activates. And so what happens now? All these elevators move to the safe floor. So once all the elevators have reached the safe floor, it tells everyone to disembark, to all exit. And so for testing purposes, it resets right as it reaches the first floor, right? So it wouldn't actually happen in like this in a real life scenario, but for the purpose of testing, we assume that it resets and all elevators are back to normal functionality. The next one we're going to be testing is the overload. So let's say that let's call it up going up from the second floor, right? Let's say that we have too many passengers. We have way too many, right? So it closes its doors, and so it says elevator 1 is overloaded. Please reduce the load to continue. And now at this point, we cannot move, right? Even if they all select the floors that they want to go to, they can't move. All right, the elevator won't move because it's overloaded. Right? So once people start to reduce the load, right? They open the doors, right? People exit, right? Great. Thank you for exiting. Now let's confirm that the load is reduced. Now it's ready to move. It moves up to the third floor. Let's go to the seventh floor, right? Because there's more than one person in the elevator. So yeah, it's ready to move again, and that is pretty much the overload safety feature. We can try it again with another elevator, for example. So let's try the going down from the fourth floor, right? And this is with the third elevator, elevator number 3. And so once it closes its doors, it's actually overloaded. Tells you to reduce the load, right? You can't go to the lobby. It won't move, right? Once you do reduce the load, then it's ready to move, and then it goes down to the lobby with the most recent elevator selected in the queue. Awesome. The next one we will be testing is the power out. So this is very similar to the fire activate fire system. So Let's try it out. Let's try it out. So everyone's in an elevator right now. Let's assume that, and boom, power out. Power outage detected. Moving all elevators to the safe floor on backup power. And so now all the elevators have reached the safe floor, right? And all the elevator doors are closed. And so for testing purposes, the power just restores after the power outage. And this is all done on backup power as specified in the assignment spec. So now elevators are back to normal operation, right? You can request one from going up from the 4th floor. You can even do 2nd floor, right? And now all of the elevators are back to normal operation. Great. The next and final safety feature we're going to be testing is the door obstacle feature. So let's say someone wants to go down from the 7th floor. Alrighty, so this one is actually tricky because we gotta wait until the doors are closing. So for the first elevator, see, doors are closing. Whoops, there's an obstacle. It opens it up again. And this is all done through the obstacle sensor. We can try it again, right? There's an obstacle detected. It reopens those doors. It doesn't actually fully close the doors. Once there's no obstacle, the doors successfully close, and then you are able to descend to the floor that you want to go to. Let's say the 5th floor. Perfect. So now we know that the door obstacles, and this is for each one, we can even test it for, let's say the 1st floor, right? 1st floor, 3rd elevator is already there. Once it starts closing its doors, we can say that there's an obstacle, and then it reopens. And yeah, it's able to successfully close the doors if there is no obstacle detected. So yeah, those are all the safety features, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and bye-bye.